Hello everyone and welcome back to Gallic Gun Toys. I'm Jared and thank you very much for joining me in today's haul video. Now this morning Jess and I, we hit up the Toy Fair in Brisbane. It's a little thing they have every 6 months. Just a small thing with a heap of sellers selling like some vintage stuff and some newer stuff. Most of it loose. There is a bit of carded stuff there, but you've got a wide variety of stuff, as you can see here, like video games and model kits and modern action figures, 90s action figures, 80s, 70s, all sorts of stuff. So it's always a really good day, and we usually go up there, try and get there when it opens, and spend at least a good hour. I think there's only like maybe 20 sellers at most, but you can usually get around there 2 or 3 times of a morning, you know, do 3 full rounds of every table, and then sort of go home once you've got all your goodies and just be like, yep, sweet, good to go. So we always go early, get it out of the way. So it was really good this morning, got to catch up with some friends, so that's always really good, and I always see a heap of my collector friends at these sorts of events, so that's one of the things I really look forward to. So Josh, Glenn, you're watching this, it was really good catching up with you guys, and Jesse too, my good mate Jesse McIntosh, but I got a couple goodies off him, so we'll start with what we got off Jesse. So first, we got GoldenEye, and he's been holding on to that for me for a few weeks because I picked up this a couple weeks ago as well, and I wanted both of them. So I figured once I had it reloaded, I'd get the original GoldenEye, so I could play through GoldenEye first and then play through Reloaded, because so many people have told me over the years how essential those games are. And then also from Jesse, for a fantastic price, thank you very much Jesse for this, my mate Mike, this is going to make his weekend. So this is Pokemon Heart Gold. This is the remake of Pokemon Gold. This is all complete. It's nice and fresh and crispy. Yeah, looks great. The manual looks like it's never even been pulled out, and it's got the outer boxing, which is pretty rare these days to find. It is missing the Poker Walker, but I don't think he's going to be super upset about that. I'm just sure he's going to be happy about finally having Heart Gold to go with his Soul Silver, because they are just they're the best games of all current Pokemon games I've played. Heart Gold and Soul Silver, hands down, the absolute best. Okay, now moving right along from left to right, I picked up a Dragon Ball. This is the 4-star Dragon Ball. It was just a bit of an impulse buy. It was $5. I don't have any life-size Dragon Balls like that. I do have a set of the smaller ones of these, but I thought, why not? $5. Not hurting anyone. Okay, now just move Omega Red a bit here because he's starting to fall. So next score we picked up, sorry guys, I'm just going to make some room here. So next one we picked up was Ripster from Street Sharks. Now this one I had as a kid, and I've been meaning to pick this one up for a while. I've slowly been sort of building my Street Shark collection over the last maybe 6 or 7 years, just slowly. He was a bit dirty when I got him home, but I just used a Dettol wipe and gave him a good clean. Got a lot of the dirt and shit out from under here and in here. If you're in Australia, just those standard, just ordinary plain Dettol wipes, they sell at like Coles or Woolies. They're really good for cleaning up old figures, like bringing off like any sort of residue or any muck or anything that's on them. So that's really good. He's really clean, as you can see. No major flaws in the paint. And this is just a figure I've always loved aesthetically. I just think he looks awesome, and even more so the older I get, because he just has that classic Street Shark look. The only downside to this is that's broken, so I might have to go in there and fix that, open him up, because when you move him along, that wheel's meant to move along with the front and back wheel, and his jaw's meant to go like that as he moves along. I'm not super upset because I didn't buy it for the action feature. It's just going to sit on a shelf, but if I can fix it, I would like to, so I might have a go at that at a later date. Okay, so moving along, we picked up a MCU Doctor Strange. Now this is the first release of this figure from the Dormammu wave, from the Doctor Strange movie wave. The newer one that came in the Avengers Infinity War 3-pack is obviously a lot nicer. I think it's the first 10 years of Marvel Legends. First 10 years of the MCU line of figures that they recently did. And that 3-pack has like a newer Thanos and a newer Doctor Strange. I'm guessing it's the same figure. I do know it has a slightly different hand. Like this effect, I think, is a bit smaller and actually joined onto his wrist. Overall, it's a nicer looking figure, but I don't really need it. I already have a Thanos, I already have an Iron Man. I just needed the Doctor Strange, really. So this is good enough. He's just really a place filler for now. I've kind of cooled it on my Marvel Legends a little bit, so it's just X-Men and basic MCU set, and some Spider-Man. I had to cool it on Spider-Man a bit too, because there's just so many villains and so many alternate suits, and I had pretty much all the alternate suits at one point, and I just decided, no, black costume, regular costume, classic Scarlet Spider-Man, classic 90s costumes, everything else, out the door. Sorry about that, guys. Omega Red just took a bit of a fall. But he's really cool. I was really happy to get him. Even though I am trying to cool it a little bit on my Marvel Legends, I do want to pick up the full wave that he came in. I can't remember if it's the Apocalypse or the newest one, the Sauron wave, but definitely want to get both those waves completed. So this might end up as a double, because I probably will just buy a complete wave of each. But we'll see how we go. You know, that wave might be harder to get by the time I go to pick it up, so at least I have the Omega Red if I never get the rest. And he also comes with his little tendrils. So he's got like a little sort of retracted one, and he's got one that's fully out, clipped onto him. So you can have none, one of each, you can have both. And I really like that Hasbro did that, just because if you don't have a lot of space, it's nice to at least have him with a tendril. You know, so he's not kind of just standing there without any sort of weaponry. So he looks really good. I was really glad to pick him up, and him and Doctor Strange were only $20. And when I bought them, the guy threw in Baron Zemo for nothing, so that was pretty cool. Never had Baron Zemo. I think that's from the the Captain America Winter Soldier wave. Yeah, it is. Okay, but last but certainly not least, probably the one I was most excited for, was the Dark Horn from Zoids. Now, I've been getting more into my Zoids recently. I've been playing the original video game on the GameCube. Zoids Versus 2, I think it is. It was the one game that was translated to English, but only released in Japan. That particular game. So, sorry. Most of the other games were only released in Japan. That one, Zoids Versus 2, was actually released over in America as Zoids Battle Generations or something. Something like that. But that never made it to Australian shores and never got released in a PAL region. So short of getting an American GameCube just to play that, I already have a Japanese GameCube and that Zoids game on the GameCube in Japanese. So the game's pretty easy and you can play it in Japanese. Most of the menus are in English. So yeah, that's really rekindled my sort of love of the anime and the games and the figures again. So I'm a bit Zoids crazy at the moment, so I'm thinking next time I'm in Japan I'm going to pick up a few more to go along with the half a dozen I have model kits I have on display at Mum's, and then the Revoltech Blade Liger and Geno Breaker that I have. And this guy's really cool. So he's got 2 cockpits, but he's got 3 pilots. So he's got one there. He's got this little cockpit up here with a little dude in there. And then he's also got this random fella. Let's move him around here on the tail. Now he's not very well defended. He's just kind of sitting there. Doesn't even have a cockpit. So I feel sorry for that guy. I don't ever remember there being more than one pilot commanding one of these in the anime, but I could be wrong. It could have been 2, could have been 3 for all I know, but it's just visually and aesthetically pleasing. I love it. It looks fantastic. And if I could have afforded it, I would have bought so many more Zoids. Because this guy had a table and he had like all the original ones. But he was asking, like, this cost me $50, and he wanted like $50-$60 for most of the larger ones. And then like $20-$30 for all the smaller ones. And I'm not that heavily invested. I'd rather get some newer kits when I'm in Japan. But this is just fantastic. I love the colors. I love the black and the green. It's just fantastic. So thank you for joining me in this haul video, guys. Sorry to get a little bit long-winded, as always. But I will catch you in the next video. If you enjoyed the content, please consider dropping a like. And if you're not already subscribed, please consider doing so. Every little bit really helps. And yeah, we really appreciate any help to grow the channel. It means the world to us over here at Gallic Gun Toys. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.